Christopher's on in the UK. Joseph's on in Nevada. Did you see that I shaved? I did shave. Stephen's on in Australia. Also saw So Much Better. His videos are like cinema, always something to say. Well, okay, yeah, thank you. Something in the credits. What else do we have? Media's on in Helsinki in Finland. Roger's on in Athens. It's only 5 degrees there. And Sarah's on in Germany. All right, I think I'm caught up with everybody that's currently on here. Looks like 7 people are on. I'm just gonna tilt the camera a little bit because I'm getting a glare off the ceiling light. It's 12 degrees in Falmouth and sunny. Today it is sunny and minus 10 degrees Celsius here. Lila's on, welcome. In Maryland. And yes, I did shave yesterday. If you watch my video, that's what I did at the end. I got rid of the winter beard. I am preparing for spring. And I've even got a more spring-like shirt on, even though it's minus 10 degrees outside. I'm feeling like we're turning a corner here. I think pretty soon it's going to be maple syrup season where it's cold at night and warmer during the day. It's kind of what we're predicting for next week, with temperatures up in the 5 and 7 degrees during the day, but still cold in the evening. It is 8 degrees in Germany, positive, excuse me, 17 degrees, but was 37 earlier during the height in Australia. 1 degree in Helsinki, so you're getting warmer weather. Basil's on in India, welcome. Monty's on in Saskatchewan. Minus 3 degrees in Saskatchewan. 29 degrees Fahrenheit in Maryland. Washington, D.C. All right, quick in and out. Basil, nice to see you. Oh, Isabel's on in Chile, 24 degrees Celsius. All right, there's been some wonderful temperatures in some of your countries, which I would love to be enjoying some of those warm weather. Soon enough, I'm sure it will come. What do I want to start with today? Oh, I know what I want to start with. Well, first of all, today we hit 2,100 subscribers, so thank you so much to all of you who are subscribing. Welcome to everybody. Joe's on, JC's on, Met is on. 52 degrees Fahrenheit in North Carolina. David's on minus 5 in Yarmouth. Welcome, David. Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, that is. Carson's on from Ontario. Awesome. Hey, we're getting lots of new people on here. That's fantastic. 19 people on right. Oh, there's Olia in Poland. Paul's on again. Welcome, Paul. Green bean bacon from Mission, British Columbia. If it is Mission, British Columbia, you're on nice and early this morning too. So yeah, 2,100 subscribers, onwards and upwards. We'll see where we go from there. One of the things I wanted to talk about, 8 a.m. Mission, British Columbia. I know Mission, British Columbia well. I used to live in Langley, British Columbia. You're preparing your first postcard. Awesome. Congrats. Hopefully first of many. That's awesome. I got this card, speaking of postcards, last week. Not this Friday's mail, but the Friday before. It was from Portugal, or is from Portugal, from Fernanda, excuse me. And she said she had an online store, and I couldn't read the rating on it. She has gotten back to me, so I do want to show you the online store if you're interested in different things out there for stationery. So Tawong, and there is the address you can type in, tawong.pt, so Portugal. And so she's got an online store. It's all in Portuguese, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. You're smart. So if you want to flip through there, you can. I did just want to give her that plug because she sent me the card, and I wanted to promote more stationery, more post-crossing things you can do there. So hopefully you guys check out her business. What else we got going on here? First postcard. Yay, yes, we're always excited about first postcard. Oh, Lila's been designing a new meetup card. Awesome. When is that meetup going to take place? Oh, I also saw another meetup in Wisconsin. I think it's in Milwaukee today. There's a meetup happening today. There was a message that popped up from someone that I watched on Instagram or talking about designing cards. So if you're in the Milwaukee area today, you can go to a post-crossing meetup there. I might have to go to postcrossing.com and find out the exact location. I know Milwaukee's a big city. You can't just show up and say, where's the meetup? But yeah, there gives you something to start on if you happen to be in that area today. Green Bean Bacon is making a movie script with his friends. All right, what is the style of movie you're making in Mission, British Columbia? Is it an adventure, a comedy, romance, slasher film? Lila's cards for NAPEX in Washington, D.C. So a little bit of a stamp show, postcard show crossover. A short horror film. Cool. Is it going to be a film? You're doing the script on it. Have you figured out where you want to film it yet? Is it going to be in Mission? Is it going to be a low budget one? Do you have a bigger studio looking to do it? There's reason I asked for everybody else out there. British Columbia is a big hot spot for movies and television, so lots of things, especially things that you think might be filmed in the United States, are actually filmed in the lower mainland of British Columbia. Your friend's stepsister has a whole crew. That's awesome. Degree in filmmaking. Cool. Olia says February 25th, Poland's going to release 2 postage stamps with rabbits illustration for Easter. Oh, they're very cute. All right, well, we look forward to seeing them, Olia, whether they be on mail or just in pictures that you send. Latest stamp bulletin is out in Australia, too. Lots of hearts going up. Love that. Love seeing it. I see we've got 19 people on, but only 4 thumbs up. So if you can, give us a like there just so we can get promoted more and more people can find us. Tuck this away. These are the postcards. We're talking about sending your first postcard. These are official postcards that have come in, and I've got more of them set aside here. I divide my direct swaps and my official post-crossing. Official post-crossing go in binders. The direct swaps all go in towers, like so, in the corner. And they're all in alphabetical order. Oli is currently cooking a Belarusian drakini. Okay, what is that? It sounds like a drink based on the last thing, but if you're cooking it, it must be food, is it not? Where did I get my video intro from? A gentleman in Poland actually made it for me. So if you go back and watch my early videos, you will have seen the creation that I used with the pictures of my family. And he asked if he could animate that and put polo in it. And so I said, yeah, if you want to do that. So he made my intro and outro. He also made Snail Mail with Smokies. There are a couple others too that he reached out and did free of charge just because he watched the channels. He wanted to help out. So I really appreciated that. What else we have here? What else did I miss? Oh, Ida Marie and Lila, are you guys going to go to the same event for that meetup? I know you guys are relatively close in where you live. Media is going to a meetup on March 8th for International Women's Day. Oh, and what you're cooking is a potato pancake. All right, well, that's good to know. Now, on potato pancakes, do you use butter or maple syrup, or what do you put on top of it, or is it eaten completely different than a regular pancake? Monty wants to know if Lila and Ida Marie plan to go to Boston next year for the big stamp show. Yeah, my post-crossing postcards are still organized chronologically, if you can believe it. So for right now, I mean, I'm approaching 900 postcards sent and received. So that's where I'm at. I like how Roger said calling Joseph Sunderland because he's in the text. He's watching, but maybe not writing nearly as much. So that's really good that you guys can talk that way. And everybody else is talking to each other. Maybe I should just go get some lunch or something. You guys take care of your conversations. What else has been happening? This morning I was printing out addresses for cards that I've got to write, and then I got a message from a friend that her father had passed away, so it kind of took me out of the moment. Actually, I hadn't heard from her in a while, and so in 2025, one of the things that I decided that I would do uh, was not necessarily write to people straight off the bat anymore or up front. I was feeling like I was becoming a pest for people by sending them messages or sending them a selfie or whatever. And so I kind of got in my head saying, well, if they really want to hear from me, they'll write to me and I'll message them back from that. And so I hadn't heard from her a bit. But unfortunately, what had happened is that her father had passed away and she was going through some rough times. So that's why she didn't reach out. So I felt really bad for not writing her earlier about that. And so I kind of got in my headspace. Oh, Christopher was looking for a search on who other post crossers were in his area that he could maybe do a meetup. That would be cool if you'd organize something like that. Maybe you got a post crossing card from Cambodia. I haven't got one from there yet, so that's a really good find to get. And Wolfman Joe is planning on going to the stamp show in Boston in 2026. There you go. And I see the thumbs up have reached 10 now, 10 of the 19, so it's awesome. Thank you very much. Should have a That Dad Guy meetup in Boston. Unfortunately, I won't be going to the United States anytime soon. You guys can put into that what you will. But one day, maybe we'll get a That Dad Guy meetup. What else do we have going on here? So yeah, I was prepping for a bunch of postcards that I want to send out. I've got some stamp exchanges to do. I sent out a couple messages for clarification on addresses, so I'm waiting to hear back on those. Lila's planning on going to GASS, which is an American stamp show in Illinois this August. Oh, nice to travel around and get some of those stamp shows in. Olia, no, I haven't received a Valentine's from you yet. How should you choose the first postcard to send? Do you have a postcard from your area? Are you sending a postcard to a postcrosser? Do they have a list of things that they like? That's what you generally look for. And if you have something that fits into that, that's what you send. Otherwise, I would send something from your area that people will get a chance to see what your area looks like. Has there ever been a meetup in Moncton? There has, Joseph. We had one in Moncton in 2022. We had one in nearby Fredericton in 2023. And Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, which were also relatively close. I went to the Prince Edward Island one. That was in 2022. So, yeah, there's been a few around here, but not a lot. That Dad Guy meetup in Moncton, no, there's not been. I don't see that there would be a big need for that personally. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure based on these live streams that those of you who watch my channel are usually outside of Moncton. There aren't a lot of local people. A couple from Nova Scotia, I can say that. There is one or two that would watch in the area, but I think you guys are further aflung than Moncton mostly. A meetup in the UK, that would be awesome. I'd love to go back to the UK again. Can you do a meetup at the Montgomery Stamp Show? Where's the Montgomery stamp? Well, Montgomery, of course, but definitely a meetup in the UK. I might have more people come to attend to that Dad Guy meetup in the UK because you seem to be a lot more of you that watch over there. So I appreciate that very much. I meant Moncton Stamp Show in Illinois. No, extra confused, Lila. Maybe tulips relate to Turkey? I don't know. Are tulips big in Turkey? If you say they are, then that would be a nice card. Lots of people love receiving flower postcards. When am I giving away the Calling All Artists prize? That is a very good question, Olia, and I can tell you, just one second. These are all the items. I haven't forgotten about it. I've put it aside, and if you've been watching my channel semi-regularly, you will notice that I've been putting out videos every day for, I don't know, weeks on end right now. I haven't had a spare day available for doing this Calling All Artists giveaway. I need to do it soon. Maybe next week I can get out a video. I don't know. Next week I also have to put out the giveaway for Stamp of the Month. That's a video that has to happen next week as well, now that I'm thinking about it. I promise, soon I will do it. I've got to think of a way to get people to tune in, watch, and then comment. And then the people that comment, I will use them as the spinning wheel to give away stuff. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So we'll do that soon. But I haven't forgotten about it, Olia. Thank you so much. And I still would like to continue promoting artists. So if there are other artists out there that want to send something in so I can talk about their website like I did about this other lady in Portugal, or their Etsy page, or just their love of producing art, I'd still love to do that. Tulips from Amsterdam. Yes, there are a lot of tulips in Amsterdam. Stephen gives some ideas of other Turkish item things that he can do. Can you believe I still haven't got my hands on a 1983 Canadian quarter and $50? I thought you found a complete set on eBay, Joe, about that. I thought that you now had that 1983 Canadian coin set completed. I want to send you a set of my prize cards for the prize draw. Oh, you want to add your cards in? I don't already have something from you, Olia, in this. I mean, certainly if you want to send some more Bart cards, I will add them to giveaways for it, if you'd like to do that. Because as you can see, I'm not prepared quite yet to do the giveaway because I haven't had time. But I will fold it in. So if you'd like to do that, you can, or I can add it into another draw after. Whatever you like, Olia. Good morning, Gary, also from the West Coast. So we have someone now from Surrey as well as Mission in British Columbia. I don't know if we've lost our Mission person who's creating the horror film, but Green Bean Bacon, if you're still on, you've got British Columbia Company here, and yeah, and hopefully your screen rating's going well if you're still on. Krister says he's a bit of an artist and I'm a member of the local sketch club. I know that very well. He does do great art. Yes, I understood, Olia, completely. If you wanted to send a set for me to give away, I certainly can. Hello, Czech Stacker from Texas. I believe you've been on before, so welcome back. Oh, you've got the full set, but you're trying to find a circulated 1983 quarter. All right, I'll go back and look and see if I can find a 1983. I stopped looking, or I didn't actually begin looking, but I stopped the idea of looking for it, knowing that you said that you bought the set already, so I thought you didn't need it anymore. Yeah, Christopher's got some of his sketches on Instagram, so if you're following him on Instagram, you'll get a chance to see them. Yeah, this coming week for videos, one, I've got a bunch of stamp-related items that I was fortunate enough that people had sent, so we will be doing a video on that. We've got a decorating live on Wednesday. There will be a new country to focus on Thursday's video. Friday is the last day of the month, so not only will it be mail day, it's also going to be the giveaway day for Stamp of the Month. So for the Love series of stamps, that's coming up. And then Saturday, we'll have this, but it'll also be the brand new Stamp of the Month video. So if there are a lot of things coming up. Right now, the only day I don't have scheduled for something is Tuesday, and something might fall into that. I haven't quite decided yet, but so my daily videos are going to continue. There just seems to be so much stuff in the world to talk about right now. I won't be able to find you a $50 one. That's going to be harder to find. They're not regular circulated items, so the quarter I might be able to find for you, Joe. There you go, Joe's. Maybe looking, or Stephen might be able to find some Australian ones for you. Oh, as far as the poll, let's go talk about that real quick. Still going to leave that up for the time being, but the final round of what our group is called, for those people that tune in and like to label themselves as something or other, the final two options are That Dad Guy Crew and That Dad Guy Gang. There's been 39 people that have voted, so I was hoping for a bit more than that, because the previous two rounds we had 40 and 46 people vote on it, so I'm hoping a few more people will get in there and vote. It'll either be on your main page when you log on to That Dad Guy on YouTube, or it'll be in the community tab of it. And right now, 69% of you are going with That Dad Guy Crew. So if you haven't voted, I encourage you to go in and do so. The poll will probably be official and come down on Wednesday, which is my next live stream for the decorating challenge. Oh, Charmaine is on. Charmaine from Maine, who is currently Charmaine from Belize, because she is on vacation there, but she just sent me a message saying that she's on. She can't write in the communications, but she is watching live on what's going on right now. So if you want to communicate with Charmaine, you can send a message and she can read it. She just can't respond to it. Tuesday, could I talk about CTOs? Yeah, last week there was a big discussion on that. That should be an upcoming video. It will all depend on the amount of time that I have to put in, because I'd like to do it justice, so I have to do a bit of research. Those Thursday videos that I do, the historical ones on the countries, they take me a little bit of time to put it all together. So a CTO video, maybe. I won't say no to it on Tuesday, but I have to watch to see how I allocate my time, because it does take a little bit of work organizing them into the right thing. I might make it look flawless, but it does take some time. Ole says, tomorrow the post-Soviet space celebrates the holidays of February 23rd, Defender of the Fatherland Day. We were celebrating today because it's Saturday. This holiday concerns those who served in the army or took part in military operations. A sad holiday. But it stopped, like on International Women's Day for men. But it stopped. Didn't quite catch that last thing, what that means. It's like International Women's Day, but for men. Is that what you mean the holiday was? Gary says they're starting on the Surrey-Langley SkyTrain project on Monday. It's a light rail system. So yeah, they're going to connect. They're making it go a little bit further out. So yeah, I know all about that expansion. It's going to run right by my brother-in-law's house. I am from Canada. Yes, I'm from Eastern Canada. Canadian flag back there. I'm from the province of New Brunswick on the East Coast. Oh, it's considered Men's Day, as Women's Day is March 8th. Okay. I understand now, Olia. Thanks everybody for adding questions in and comments that I can feed off of and talk about. So about, however you want to say it. I say it about. Oh, Christopher is now on from the West Coast. Just woke up. Well, good morning. 8:30 in the morning for you. So you and Gary kind of tune in around the same time because Gary's in British Columbia also. Same time zone as you on the Pacific. So what do you think? Is that a big change? Getting rid of the winter beard once again? I had straight beard until Christmas Day and then shaved it all off. And then Christmas morning I didn't shave again until yesterday when I decided it was time to get rid of it once again. I don't know if that means that beard growth is starting once again now or, well, I'll shave it up again. I feel younger whenever I shave it off. Well, one, I'm not looking at all that gray hair anymore. I think the beard tends to add years to anyone who grows it, whether it's got gray in it or not. If you put a beard on, you look older. So I'm happy as a middle-aged gentleman to have the option of having one or not having one whenever I wish. Do I ever fully clean shave? My wife prefers me with a goatee, so I don't tend to take that off. But yes, I'll shave this completely. I shave this completely. I don't tend to get rid of this. I have, but not very often. You know what? I feel better without the beard. I like to look better without the beard, but I like the convenience. And when it's cold outside, I like having that extra insulation. So that's why I usually grow it. Item Marie's not fond of beer. It's okay. And Australia is beautiful. I agree. Gary believes in keeping the beard. Well, there are a bunch of us that do have beards, so I'm glad that I can intermix between the two, that it doesn't take me very long to grow one, and likewise, it doesn't take very long to shave one off. Christopher has a beard so he can have a chin. Well, I probably have a bit of a weak chin. I don't have that chiseled, straight jaw. Maybe that's why having a little bit of a goatee helps in that case too. Isabel got a Christmas postcard from me or from Santa. I know Santa has sent some out to a number of people through my request. Do I have anywhere me and my family are looking to travel this year? I haven't told you guys yet, but I'm going somewhere in about 3 weeks. So I'm not going with my wife. I'm not taking my family. I'm going with my brother. So if you've watched videos previously, you may have heard a trip that he has won, and he has asked me to come with him. So the two of us are going to have a brother's trip that's coming out. So Isabel's some friends from Santa. Okay, I'm glad you got a card from Santa. I'm glad that my speaking into his ear got you a card. That's wonderful. So yeah, so I do have a trip coming up. I'm still leaving it as a bit of a secret because I do plan on doing some filming while I'm there, like I did when we were on our cruise. And so we'll have some videos coming out, which might mean that there might be a disruption in videos over that time frame. I will probably film a couple to have come out while I'm away, but there will be a Friday where I won't be here. So those mail days will have to wait until I get back. Are you close as brothers? Yeah, I think we're pretty close as brothers. We're not close in proximity. So you can see my brother at the end of every one of my videos. He's the guy that goes, bye. That's my brother, Eric. He lives in Toronto. So that's quite a ways away from where I am in Moncton. But I think we're going to have a good time. And there's going to be some adventures along the way we're looking at doing. So it should be fun to have some videos coming out there. I don't know if I'll find any stamps while I'm away there. I can tell you it is not in Canada. We are leaving the country. So that will be exciting. It is to a country I've never been to before. So that will also be exciting. As far as a family trip coming up, we don't have anything planned as of yet. My wife and I may do something at a later time. I know because I'm going on this trip, she and my son are going to go up to Montreal at a later date too. That's the plan, and visit with my daughter. So I'll be disappointed not to be on that trip. But it only seems fair. If I get to go somewhere, they get to go somewhere. I am the youngest of 4 children in my family, yes. Between myself and my brother, who's the oldest, there's 9 years. And then the sister that you saw yesterday, Carolyn, in the video, she's 5 years older. She's next closest to me. And then I have a sister who lives in Australia who's 6 years older than me. And that is the 4 of us. It is going to be great. Well, we're really looking forward to it. Oh, Gary's got to run. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. Yeah, I've tried to keep this travel trip relatively low-key and quiet for right now because I want it to be a nice video and a surprise. Now, Toronto, I think he'll be looking forward to getting away too because they just got hit with about 70 centimeters of snow over a 4 or 5 day period. Montreal was the same way. Both Quebec and Ontario got hammered with snow over the last week and a bit, mostly over last weekend. So, yeah, they're trying to dig out of something they haven't seen in quite some time. Christopher says he has just one brother. Is he older or younger than you, Christopher? And does he live nearby? Yeah, it's just the terminology saying go up to Toronto. Go. If anything, it's actually south. you go west, but you go back down again. So on the longitude, latitude, it's probably south from Moncton. But you don't kind of think of it that way in a global. Yeah, it's west. Stephen is the youngest of 4 children as well. Sister was the eldest, who was 10 years older. So we're practically twins. Yeah, practically. We got the same displacement of ages between our siblings. At least the top to bottom, anyways. Ida Marie's ready to burn the winter clothes. I wouldn't burn them, but you can put them away for another season. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. I know when I go out today, I'm going to have to put a sweater on or something over this shirt and then the jacket. But while I'm inside and it's warmer here, I'm going to feel springish. I'm going to wear my colored shirts again. If you watch my videos, I wear regular t-shirts usually during the winter because I can put a sweater over top. And then in the spring and summer and the fall, I go back to collars. No, Isabel, not coming to Chile. We can cross that off the line this time. And if I was going to come to Concepcion, I definitely would let you know so we could get together. But that would be an awesome trip. But that is not where we're going this time around. Sarah's also the youngest of 4 children. So there we go. There's another 4 children grouping. Canadians are a hardy lot. Well, we've had to deal with snow and ice and cold weather for a while. A good, let's say, 3 months out of the year. But we do have a strong fortitude, I can tell you that. We are very proud of where we come from. So Isabel, maybe one day we'll get to Chile, I hope. From the small research that I got to do on your country, it just sounds incredible. So every week I find a new spot that I want to go to, a new country I want to explore and visit. Um, I am loving these Thursday videos just for the same sake of, well, learning about a place for the first time, maybe in some indications, or learning more about a place if I've already know a bit about them. But how great of a world do we live in where we have all these magical spots everywhere? Sometimes they get ruined by people's big ideas or wanting to do other things, but the nature that are in the countries, magical. Canadians are getting very proud. We have got a new rejuvenation once again. We see the flag flying all over the city, all over the country, and especially in our grocery stores. So anywhere you go now, if it is Canadian produced, there is a maple leaf on it. There is a sign that says it's produced in Canada, because there is a big boycott going on in our country right now. Smokey has started to do a stamp giveaway. Yes, he's jumped onto that one too. So it's kind of a neat idea with his spinning wheel that every week he is, or I guess every month he is picking a random country to give away stamps from. Carla's on in Mexico. She is the youngest of two, and her brothers are 3 years older than him, or her. So does that mean your oldest brother is 3 years? So there's 3, 2, and you, your parents, oh boy, they were busy when you had 3 young children in your family. Yeah, Smokey has given away things before, especially on milestones on his channel. Whenever he hits new subscriber counts and things, he's done giveaways for that. But yeah, he's getting into the month giveaway. And Carla, when we go to the grocery store, we're looking to see, okay, are those fruits from Mexico? If they are, we're buying them. So there is a big support in Canada for anything coming out of Mexico right now. But this channel is not political. But I will tell you outright that I am very proud to be Canadian, and you guys already know that, so we don't take kindly to being threatened. Yeah, Stephen, I've heard that there is a big, well, even in Europe, not only Commonwealth countries, but European countries, there is a big movement to look closely at where things are coming from. I missed that item, Marie. Must have really good avocados. Mexico? Yeah, Mexico produces a lot of avocados. The only avocados I tend to ever get are already made into guacamole. I've never bought an avocado by itself. I don't know I don't know what I would do. How do I prepare it? It's not part of our daily consumption here for the most part. Christopher says he has his own allotment he grows fresh produce on. That's nice. I used to, in our backyard, I used to grow vegetables, and I mean, we still have lots of fruit trees and bushes and things like that, so we still produce that. But I stopped growing corn and carrots and peas and all those sort of things. We used to when the kids were young. I just found it became such a time-consuming thing to do. I love to be out there in the garden, but you had to weed all the time to make sure it's properly watered, maintained from animals and things. it takes a lot of work. So anyone who, like yourself, has an allotment of land that you can grow on, it's great. Avocados in Australia are currently at $3.50 a piece. So Carla, how do you select the perfect ripeness of avocado? What do you look for? And Steven, since you said it, how do you prepare them? What do you eat them with? Do you eat them as is? Do you peel off the skin and cut them up like a peach? How are they prepared? Are they... I don't know. And I don't know how much one costs here either. Chile, it's $3.50 for a kilogram of avocados. Wow, big difference. But I guess if it's something that you can grow locally, it's going to be cheaper than if you've got to import it from somewhere. Avocados grow in Australia. You must have the temperature for it, or the right temperament. Oh, Elaine's on. Welcome, Elaine. Better late than never. We're always happy to have you on. Make guacamole. Yeah, that's what I know what to do with them. But what else can you do with avocados? You must be able to eat them in a salad as is, or prepare them on a tray with other things. What's going on, Elaine? Anna Marie peels off the skins and eats them just like that. Avocados on toast are popular ones. Yeah, I have heard of avocados on toast. I've never had it. Oh, Joe's on from India. Welcome, Joe. Put it on a hamburger. Avocado on a hamburger. Okay. Haven't heard of that before. Does sound like a very West Coast thing to do, though, like avocados on toast. And I think avocados must be more popular on the western side than they are on the eastern side of North America. Probably the closer you get to Mexico where they're produced, you probably find a lot more of them. Joe's in Uruguay right now? Oh, are you at a stamp show? What's going on in Uruguay? Are you finding any deals? Avocados and sandwiches are so good. So raw, there's no cooking involved with an avocado. Just peel it and eat it. There's nothing else? All right, proper selection. If the stem is yellow, the avocado is ready to eat. If it's green, it's too young. And if it's brown, it's a little old. So the texture matters. All right, so looking for yellow stems if they've kept the stems on. Beetroot on hamburgers? I have heard of it, but maybe because it's an Australian thing. Joe likes avocados in a burger with a fried egg, tomato, and lettuce. Nice combination. And Australia does grow a lot of avocados, but it's still expensive. Wonder why. Have you found some deals, at least in Uruguay, on some stamps? Picked up something new? Paul's recipe, avocado fried eggs with soy sauce on sourdough toast. Okay. Toast with eggs and avocado. That seems to be the popular combination. Joe, how come you couldn't apply for a Chilean or Brazilian visa? Avocados are fattening. Okay, so well, everything in moderation. Moderation is the word I'm looking for. Roger wants to know what avocados vitamins do they possess. All right. See, eventually we get into a food discussion. We might talk about stamps and we might talk about travel, but we're always going to talk about food, it seems like. $20 a dozen for eggs. Wow. We are about $3.99 a dozen here. Actually, we buy our Costco our eggs. Tend to buy our Costco eggs, and they come in flats of 30, and it costs $9.99 for a flat of 30. Well, I understand, Joe. I appreciate you coming on at least. Even if you can't hear now, at least you've let us know where you are in the world. I appreciate it very much. Vitamin E in avocados. Are there avocados on stamps? I can tell you, yes, there are avocados on stamps. I have seen some already. Oh, the donut. Actually, I gave the donut to my parents, or to my father, who. So it was a chocolate coconut donut that came on top of the hot chocolate. In the picture, they actually show it sitting on the whipped cream, but they don't put it in the whipped cream because it will drop to the bottom and you'll have to fish it out. So I drank the hot chocolate and I gave the donut to my father because the meal that I had with my sister was so filling I didn't want to eat anymore. Actually, by the time I got to supper and we had supper, I didn't even really eat much supper either because I was still full from lunch. So the hot chocolate was good. We might go find another hot chocolate today at a different place. What else do we have? Joe says a dozen eggs almost $6 now in North Carolina. Christopher's making liver, bacon, and onions an evening meal. That used to be one of my father's favorite meals. I'm not much of a liver fan, but bacon and onions I'd eat. You had a short trip to Uruguay. Okay. Well, hopefully you've made the most of it. Cheaper eggs in Australia. All right, here we got a lesson. Spanish aguacat comes from the indigenous word ahaucalt. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. That's for avocado. And Stephen's got the inside track on avocado stamps. Item receipt says between $8 and $12 in the US. Is that what you're talking about? Price of food is going up everywhere. And Joe loves a liver mush. So we're talking about eggs buying them, we're talking about eggs eating them, and we're talking about food. Yummy, yummy, yummy. 17 people on, 14 likes. We gotta get those likes up to match the people that are on. Media's favorite food is chocolate. Oh, Media. Woman after my own heart. Yes, chocolate is so good. It is getting a little bit more pricey wherever you go. Anne Marie says a woman in the U.S. is renting out chickens, doing a good business. Palta. That's what an avocado is in Chilean. Palta. Here we're learning things. There you go. And Joe, whenever you come to New Brunswick, you have to let me know. Elaine hates liver. I'm with you there. The texture, there's something about it. Could be a theme, avocados on stamps. Not sure how I tie it into everything, but who knows. Joe will be back in India next week, so take care. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Travel safely. $2.50 for a kilogram of avocados in Mexico. I said it perfectly. Oh, thank you. Ciao. Olia says, in Poland on February 27th, it's Fat Thursday. It's when people eat lot before Lent, mostly donuts. Does this tradition exist in other countries? Yeah, it's a Catholic tradition, so yes, it does exist in other countries. I'm not Catholic, so it's not something that I've ever followed, but yeah, it does exist elsewhere. And depending on where you buy the avocados, the price will vary. Makes sense. And Joseph's also a lover of chocolates. That's fantastic. Chocolate lovers unite. Fat Tuesday, big pancakes in the U.S. Stephen, I did see Sharni's video on that. I haven't finished it. I'm halfway through it. I allotted time to it. It is full of great information. I will comment on it once I've finished it completely. Who's going to see the planet alignment on the 28th of Friday? I didn't know the planets were aligned. Pancake Day is in the UK. Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. Well, that makes sense because it is Mardi, Tuesday, Gras, Fat. That's what it, French conversion. Malasadas. Hawaiian donuts, Portuguese donuts. Shrove Tuesday in the UK is what they call it. She is the Great Stamp Adventure. That's her YouTube channel. Christopher loves pancakes. Street Fest for Mardi Gras. Maslentis in Belarus. Maslentis. Lensa. Shrove Tuesday in the U.S. And thanks, Rob. What am you thanking me for? Oh, the YouTube channel link. Got it. Now I'm on track again. Hard sometimes when you're reading through the comments to pick up on where I left off in a conversation with somebody else. So I'm just trying to answer the questions or participate in them or learn some of the facts that you guys are putting in there too. These Saturday lives are just as much about learning new things as they are communicating with you guys. And here we go. There's a breakdown of the Belarusian word malicentis. I know I can't say that properly. Maslo is the word for fat or butter. Elaine has subscribed, so yeah. She puts up some good videos. She goes to some different stamp shows. This one about creating an exhibit is really interesting because she has people talking about what to do for your title page and what the judges are looking for. So it's really an interesting video about it. I learned a little bit when I did my big stamp video in Fredericton, because I had a bunch of exhibits there too and all the different prizes and got to talk to a few exhibitors. So it's really a neat concept with stamp collecting. $18 people on, 15 thumbs up. We're getting closer to evening out. Oh, 20 people on. I know it's never going to match 100% because one, people are coming and going from the channel, and also there's going to be a few people that are watching on a device that doesn't have an interactive feature that you can type or like or something like that, like a television. Any ideas how many viewers I've had on a Saturday live stream? Over 150 of them. How many I've had total over the 159 of these we've done, or 58 of these we've done? I don't know. Or do you mean individually, normally what I get for people who watch these channels? Is that what you're referring to? I can tell you. Let's just go into my content here real quick. I go to my live streams. So last week's live stream, I had 104 people watch it. The week before that, it was 128, 93, 313. There was a big one at the 155th. I would say about 150 people watch it on average. So it's all right. It's not, they're not my most popular videos for people to watch. But for those of you that do tune in every week, I do appreciate it. And those that communicate back and forth, it's always nice to have some new information. Next week's stream will be the 160th of these Q&As we've done. Yep. The total views over the lifetime, I don't know. You could probably take 159 videos and times it by 150, and that would probably give you a pretty close average. But maybe those very first ones I did wouldn't have as many views. There are some that have a lot or more than others. The decorating videos, they are doing about as well as the regular ones. Now, it might be a lot of the same of you who are watching both of them on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I think, would be a little harder, though, to watch live. It must be replay people, because a lot of people are at work or in school or doing other things at that time. A Saturday, it's a little easier to stay up later or get to bed, get up earlier to be a part of it. Dzień dobry. Is that goodbye, Olia? What seems to be the most popular video of Dad's? My stamp videos are definitely more popular. The most popular ones are the ones that I talk about my job. So Canada Post videos, those have thousands of views on them. Post Crossing Mail Fridays tend to be pretty good videos for me. If I do a car show video, they do really well. Train show videos do really, really well. Certain stamp videos do well too. How-to things like how to do basic do's and don'ts of post crossing, those sort of videos do well. I know. For me, a lot of it is what I enjoy to put out. Christopher says he really enjoys the Saturday live streams. Item Marie says Lent starts on Friday. Jazz B, what's up? Item Marie likes the live streams too. Elaine says, because I can't join in with your Wednesday decorating lives, I have decided that I'm going to replay the last one and use the prompts to send postcards to Joseph Sunderland. Oh, okay. That's great. I don't mind if you watch them after the fact. I love that people still watch them even when they're not on it. April 20th for Greek Orthodox Easter. Olia loves these streams too. Oh, you greeted. So it wasn't a goodbye. That's good to hear. Good day. Ah, hello, good day. Ida Marie says she can join the decorating video while at work, but can't comment. So secretly you can watch it. That's good. So Dzień dobry means hello. Thank you, thank you. Good to learn something else. Yeah, Jennifer's grandfather's stamp album, that was a surprise video that I put out, was it last Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, really interesting. Was very blessed to be able to have that in my possession to go through to show you. So, and for Jennifer to figure out what she has too. She didn't even know she had it in her mother's possessions. So, yeah, it was good to be able to show that. I am curious about the origins of that stamp album, though, how her grandfather acquired it, whether he bought it in an auction or got it from a friend or acquired it during the war. I'm sure there is a story behind it. Ida Marie said her grandmother's stamp album, she glued the stamps, no hinges. I know that it was done, though. Yeah. The artwork was incredible in that album. Yeah. And it makes me think some of the pages that weren't there, what might have been on them. Also gives you a glimmer into what people collected at the time, what was popular in different regions. So that book originated in Germany, so what were they collecting? Were they collecting just countries that were nearby to them? Maybe they had relatives in far-flung countries that they were getting stamps from too. You had to take into consideration too, that was the first 50 years of stamp collecting. You know, it was only the 8th edition of a stamp album. So what people were collecting and how they were collecting them was a lot harder to come by. You weren't just going on eBay and buying whatever you saw. You had to know somebody that was going to send you that stamp, or that knew somebody that could send you some of those stamps to trade with. And they physically had to mail them to you to get them to you. There wasn't express mail that was going to get them within 3 business days, or it took time. So you had to be very patient as a stamp collector to get your stamps. Old albums always included advertising. Yeah, I thought that was interesting at the end too, all the advertisement that was in it. Elaine, I like your idea that you're going to take the decorating challenge from the Wednesday video and create your own card as a result of it. It's a cool idea. That so this week, if they said they wanted red washi tape and they wanted it on diagonal in this spot, you're going to create the same thing and send it to someone else. I like that. That's very creative. There should be a little link on it. Watch that dad guy. If you're going to send it to somebody who's not part of this community already, link them to the channel. It's interesting to see what an album from another country looked like. Yeah. So a lot of similarities. Paul said he had a pretty old, battered synth album from pre-1910 arrive earlier today. Beautiful album and some fun things inside. Was that something you bought on eBay? Was it something you found locally? I'm sure in the UK you find a lot more earlier albums than we have here. I wonder how many of the advertisers still exist. Yeah, good question. So, Ida Marie, if you purchased an album that had stamps that were glued in it, did you soak them off and try to get them out? Did you leave them as is? Did you protect the album as original condition? Lane has 3 post-crossing slots, so he uses that. Okay, you're sending it to post-crosses. I didn't know if they were direct swaps you were sending them to, or how you were redirecting those cards. Yeah, I've got some post-crossing to do tomorrow. I think I've only got 3 cards at this point, but that may change by the time tomorrow comes. Stanley Gibbons started in 1856. Good to know. So there were stamp dealers back then, yeah. I'm sure as soon as stamps came out, there were people that were collecting them. Wanted the penny black, the penny red, penny blue, all the earlier stamps. And then as other countries said, oh, UK's got a good idea with stamps, we're going to start creating our own. But yeah, it became more popular. The heyday of stamp collecting, which we are in a bit of a resurgence. A lot of people will tell you that there's a downturn in it. I'm here to say that that's not necessarily true. There are a lot of young people that are picking it up, and the internet has been a catalyst for doing that. That there are people out there, I don't know who these people are, that talk about stamps online, and other people watch them and get the idea of collecting them. So it's great to see. Paul said the albums did have some really nice old Japanese stamps. If you go to his Instagram page, you will see the pictures that he put up from it. So thank you, Paul, for doing that. No car boots yet because it's too wet right now. So soon. Adam Marie said the album, yes, in the original condition. The articles, not the stamps glued. Okay. Joseph said H.E. Harris, big stamp company that started in 1916 when he was 14 years old. You mean H.E. Harris was a big stamp collector who started in 1916 when he was 14 years old? Is that what that's supposed to read? What's also interesting that Stephen says Chinese stamps were issued without gums, so there was big pots of glue in the post office. It was very good glue. Once attached, you never got them off. The glue pots are still in use. Good for adhesion, bad for the collectors. He started the company, which is still in business today. Okay. That. I got a letter from a new stamp collector. He's only 20 years old. He's from the UK. He sent this. I'll show you this next week, what's inside of it. I'll actually explore it next week too, because I haven't. I've just opened it enough to read the letter. But I wondered, was there a stamp here? It's a big empty space, but when it arrived, there was no stamp in this corner. And they put the prepaid ones down here, so I don't know. Another mystery. I don't see a cancellation. Like there's a cancellation right here. You can see where it ends and goes through, but it doesn't carry on and isn't missing anything in this corner. But it looks like it should be a place the stamp was. It is a bit of a mystery. But I'm curious to see the contents of that. I've kind of left it as a bit of a mystery for me too, not to go in and peek ahead of time what people send. I know, Ida Marie, you sent some things in the past too that I've got, not in this allotment, but there are some things. This one was, a lot of people really talked about too, the Lunar New Year ones. You can see the cancellation goes through the top here. These ones didn't get canceled, so that was kind of nice. And there's supposedly some stamps in here for the giveaway for next week. So that's why I have to put this video on Monday, so I can see the contents and see if it fills in some of the holes that I'm looking for in the love collection for the giveaway, and also waiting to see what shows up in the mail next week that also might fill in those holes. The envelope reveals are fun. Yeah, for me too. I'm so excited when I get an envelope in the mail. I love getting postcards, but when something like this shows up and I'm not expecting anything, it's like, well, what showed up? Or when Jilly B once, she sent me a whole box. So I had a box show up. I didn't know what was in it, but it was filled with chocolate bars and candies and all sorts. That was a fun reveal. Media did the same thing. She sent me a box from Finland of sweets one time. So when I get those sort of things, it's like, wow, that was cool. What's in here? And who sent it? And Stephen from Australia, we won't forget about you, but lots of envelopes have arrived from you, that are a part of this month's giveaway, next month's giveaway, the month after that's giveaway. He's well ahead of the game, so thank you, Stephen, for doing that too. And Paul sent a letter too, so we will see what has arrived from him at some point in that surprise, so thank you so much. And I haven't forgotten about Olia too. She sends surprise envelopes as well, because she's really well decorates the envelopes. So she keeps me up to date with all her BART cards, which I appreciate. There's an envelope in there that has stuff especially for me. That I didn't know. Something. This envelope? I'll have to look closer then, because I thought that they were just giveaway things. All right. Well, if that's the case, what I probably will do was go into that one and figure out what is giveaway related and set that aside, And if there are things that don't look like the upcoming giveaways, I'll show that in a video coming up then. Maybe that'll be part of the Monday video. I might need a table that has more than 4 spots in it. Christmas stamps. Okay. Now I know what to look for that's not part of the giveaway. Lately, what I've been doing is I've been opening those envelopes, Stephen, seeing if there's limericks or anything inside of it. Now you've been emailing me those on a regular basis. I don't know if that's the way you're going to continue to do it or not, but I kind of was looking to see whether or not there were any of those in that you'd sent a bunch of stuff in advance. So when I don't, I figured, okay, it must be giveaway stuff. I'll hold that aside until our next giveaway. I do have to go through one of them, though, because I know one of them was part of this month's giveaway. All right, Paul, thank you so much for joining. I think, yeah, we've been on now for 71 minutes. We've gone a lot longer than we normally do. The time has flown by. There's 20 of us on. There's 18 likes. So we're really close to being evened up with the likes and the... So we probably should be thinking about going too. If you've got to go, Paul, probably means the rest of us probably either have to get to bed, start with our afternoon activities, start with our morning activities, depending where we are in the world. Every week I say this, thank you so much for joining me and making this live go by and have, I mean, we talk about wonderful things. There isn't really a gap. If you watch the earlier videos that I do, there's sometimes some gaps of me just staring at the screen, waiting for somebody to write, waiting for me to say something. It doesn't seem to be that anymore. Oh, we're matched. 18, 19. Okay, not matched anymore. Yeah, you guys keep writing things, keep posting things, and lets me feed off of the questions you're asking, the statements that you're giving, learning some new things, whether it is a terminology from your country about avocados or the sandwich delights that you make or food that you're creating or the stamps that you're interested in. It's always fun to do. So thank you so much. I look forward to next week when it'll be part 160 of these That Dad Guy Answers questionnaire. So thank you so much. The next live, though, we'll be doing will be on Wednesday when we do our next decorating one. So if you're available and you want to be a part of that, it's usually at 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, the same times this one runs. Sometimes, like last week, I had to push it to 1 o'clock because work was too busy and I wasn't going to be back in time. So just be aware that of that time frame. And I know there is a clock on YouTube that tells you exactly when it's going to happen. All right, you guys. Have a magical week. Thanks for joining me.